Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be reading for all 12 signs for the week of January 11th through the 17th. Your biggest cosmic influence this week is going to be Venus moving into Aquarius on January 17th. This energy will bring a collective wave of kindness, compassion, and empathy. We did talk extensively about Venus. We even talked about Venus retrograde a little bit later in the year on Tuesday night when we did Love and Astrology. So if you guys missed that live stream, you may want to check that video out. You can find the live streams over on my YouTube channel under the live tab. Guys, please remember we are multi-streaming tonight. So we are on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch all at the same time. I will put timestamps in the description box immediately following the live stream. I do normally like to get through these readings as quickly and smoothly, but tonight is going to be just a little bit different. We're not going to monetize tonight's live so that we can talk about some current events that are happening. I am live streaming. Today is January 8th, 2026. And I do want to talk about the events that happened on January 7th, 2026. I think the energy of Venus moving into Aquarius is a perfect example of how astrology coincides with what is happening in the world today. I feel that we are definitely experiencing some very unusual and probably new to our lifetime experiences. And it's happening all over the world. So it doesn't matter where you're at currently. I am currently in the United States. I reside in the state of Kentucky. But again, we have followers, people that watch PLR from all over, and we are all experiencing this very same collective energy, the very same collective challenges at this time. So I think it's going to be really interesting to watch the wave of kindness and compassion and empathy that Venus will bring this week, the 11th through the 17th. Of course, I think many of us will see that energy a lot sooner, right? All right, so I am going to talk to you tonight a little bit about Renee Nicole Good. And I'm going to get through the information without getting emotional because it's really important that we stay informed. So for the last 2 days, starting yesterday, I have been seeing videos of this young lady from Minneapolis, Minnesota, all over my feed of all of my social media, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. It's just everywhere. And this young lady was murdered by ICE agents yesterday, again in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And many of us have watched it happen with our own eyes. We've watched the video several times, like I said, on several different platforms. I was expressing to a friend of mine today that this seems very new to me. In April, I will be 47 years old. And I do not remember watching people die on live television. I do not remember the news being able to replay these videos for all the world to see. I don't have an opinion currently on that situation, on whether we should see it or shouldn't see it. But what I want to talk to you about tonight is the fact that we're living in a time where people are being murdered and we're watching it on TV, on our phones. And that has to have an impact on our mental health. I don't care who you are. I don't care how healed you think you are. I don't care how spiritual you think you are. And that's another thing I want to touch on, because I feel like whenever I talk about politics, I go back and forth about rather this is the place. And PLR is not the place for politics. I created this channel, this business, to share my healing journey in hopes to gather a soul tribe, of a soul family of you that are also going through this similar type of healing journey. I never expected to be living in the times that I'm living today when I created PLR. But here we are on January 8th of 2026. This is the world that we live in. I want to talk about this particular situation, and the reason that I'm bringing it up, not just to talk about politics or not just to talk about current events, but because I noticed something that is happening that I feel like Spirit is trying to get my attention and wants me to talk about it more. The misinformation and the downright lack of knowledge and ignorance right now that is happening is unreal. If you are alive and listening to me on January 8th of 2026, you should know who Renee Nicole Good is. You should know what is happening in our world today with all of it, not just this one particular situation. But there is so much happening right now that it is your job. It is your duty as someone who is woke, awakened, spiritual, connected to source, to yes, have faith, but to also be informed. I noticed that when I watched the regular news on TV and not in independent journalists, that the media spun this story as she was some terrorist that was attacking ICE agents. And that is not the case. And that's why I'm bringing this story up today, because I'm so sick and tired of the misinformation that is spread and shared. It's unbelievable. And this is not the time. In January of 2026, we're experiencing things we have never experienced before. Our parents never experienced before. Our grandparents never experienced before. We should all be informed of what is happening in the world today so that we are not spreading misinformation, right? I feel like that is just really, I don't know, it's just something that I think we all need to take into consideration. And it plays perfectly with Venus moving into Aquarius. Aquarius is for the people. Venus is love, compassion, understanding. I seen that, Diana. I seen that, but I wasn't even able to get to it. That's another thing I want to talk about before we start all 12 signs. Time is feeling to me, and tell me in the chat if you feel this way too. But to me, time is feeling like it's getting faster and faster and faster. And I know we've said this before, but it's happening at a speed and a rate now that feels, I almost said warp speed. And again, if you follow the news, if you follow just science, there's a pen there. But it does. It feels like everything is going super fast. It feels like I feel overwhelmed on a daily basis. I do know that Spirit told me this was going to happen. Like I knew in January of 2025 that this was what was coming, and I knew that this was the experience. And I think that's why 2025 was so hard for me. I think that's why I held my head down as much as I did, because it was hard to accept that this was the future or the reality that I would face. But here it is. So to me, it's challenging. I'm I'm experiencing overwhelm like I've never experienced before. But I have faith, and if Spirit showed me this, and it's coming true, and I'm experiencing it right now, then everything Spirit is showing me about what's to come is true as well. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me grounded. Right now, hugging the tree isn't working. Right now, I want my shoes off all the time and I just want to run through the grass. And I don't want to say it's not working, but the overwhelm is so much that it's not enough. And right now is where I can see and finally understand the importance of my faith. So if you're experiencing overwhelm, if you feel like time is going fast and you can't catch your breath, if you feel like their emotions are too much, work on building your faith, because that is literally what's going to get us through. Does everything else help? Do all the grounding techniques help? Of course they do. But it's our faith that's going to carry us. I also feel like I've been extra emotional. Um, I mean, there's lots of things to be emotional about. I just watched a lady die on TV. So I was going to say earlier, I was not a Charlie Kirk fan. Um, I did not believe in all of his beliefs. But do I believe that people should be shot because they have a different opinion? No, absolutely not. And I think that it started there. It's like last August. Like it started there. It's like when he was shot on TV, I saw it. I watched it. And then it seems like it's happened. I've lost track. I don't know. Is Nicole good this only the second? Is it I feel like there's way more. I feel like it just keeps happening now. And it's Renee. Renee Nicole Good. I just never saw it before. It was never allowed. We didn't see it on our TVs. Now it's everywhere. This is the world we live in. It's emotional. I definitely feel like a lot of us are experiencing some Cancer full moon hangover. I feel like we're being forced to face emotions that we try to bury, especially when it comes to our close friends and family, and especially when it comes to what we believe in and what we stand for. So no, I don't get out here and talk about politics often. I make shorts sometimes when my heart feels like it's being ripped apart. But this channel is not for who you voted for, who you stand for, none of that. It's about people that are having a spiritual awakening. Purple violets, welcome. And what's happening in the world and what's happening in politics, it's spiritual. I hate to break it to you guys, but it's spiritual. When you hear people talk about spiritual warfare, that's what we're experiencing right now, every single day. When you're healing yourself and you're going through your journey, I know some of you may not know this, but every time you continue to heal yourself and love yourself and pour into yourself and be of service and give unconditional love and have empathy and understanding and compassion, you are literally helping the whole world. The whole world. The frequency of the whole world, whether you know you're doing it or not. I'm not going to tell you to run out and watch the news. Vanessa says I'll have to look it up. I don't want people to spirit share the information to you, Vanessa, through me. So Vanessa's in New Zealand. It's very possible it'll take some time for this information to get there. This just happened here in the US yesterday. I don't want to tell people to go watch the news. I will say that if you do decide to inform yourself, use independent journalists. It's the only way you're going to get the information. If you don't mind being gaslit, you can turn your regular TV on, your regular news. But if you want the hard facts, you're going to have to find somebody that's out there on the street getting the information as it's happening. Purple Violet says, I love the sea background. I chose that background for tonight's live because it was turbulent. It's crashing. It's emotional. And that's what's happening right now. All right, so I'm going to get to the readings. We're going to go through all 12 signs. I will break down each one individually. I will start with the fire signs first, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know how it works. Fire signs, water signs, earth signs, air signs. I will put timestamps in after the live stream is over. I will not sugarcoat these messages. If you're looking for someone to tell you that you're going to win the lottery tomorrow, or you're going to find the love of your life, or you're going to magically fit into those pants that you've been saving, you're going to have to find a different channel. If you're looking for how to get through the life that we are currently living, the reality that we are in, then grab a water and get comfortable and stick around, right? All right, so tonight I pulled out the Energy Oracle so I can keep it as easy peasy as possible. I pulled out the Modern Witches Tarot to clarify. I also pulled out the Blessed Bee Oracle because we all need blessings. And of course, I have the Moonology to close it out for our thoughts and emotions. I'm going to start with Aries. I'm going to timestamp 1844. And remember, guys, we're looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th. Venus moving into Aquarius is also an energy of service. In the next few days, you will find something that pulls at your heartstrings. You will find something to cause you to stand up. And that will very much be Venus and Aquarius energy. For me, it was the Renee Nicole Good story. All right. In the background, I have Vontmer playing because we don't have to worry about ads tonight. It's Vontmer. I don't know where he's from, but he's my newest obsession. He plays the piano. I've actually been watching him, I want to say, for a little bit over a year. But today, or not today, recently, I learned that he is also on Spotify and YouTube Music and probably Pandora. But yeah, if you're looking for music to be able to play that is high vibrational, but you're able to focus and not be distracted, right? I highly recommend. All right, Aries, energy of the week. We have number 44, a woman holding a heart. I find that interesting because the only timestamp we did at 1844. So the number sticking out to me. The fours are very much like the Four of Wands, like 1111 energy, four corners, firm foundation. It's also financial security, and like I said here, manifestation. The interesting part, Aries, is that you have financial constraints out for your challenges or obstacle. And it's number 13. Lesson learned is going to be attachment, and your outcome is the journey card from the energy oracle. It is a clue card for the 2020 journey for me personally. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel, is going to be on the bottom. It's going to be number 36. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel, is all about it's your sacral chakra. It's what hold energies like shame, guilt, remorse, those types of energies. It's very possible, Aries, that you're going through some type of cleansing, maybe even some type of activation. I believe that you're removing something that you were attached to due to the attachment card being in your lesson learned. Let me know if the sound is an issue for anyone else. I do believe that your journey is going to take some type of different direction because you remove yourself from some type of situation. The attachment card shows her like taking a mask off. So it's this energy of like showing your true self. Hiding yourself or wearing a mask, Aries, could definitely have given you some type of constraint. It doesn't necessarily have to be a financial constraint, but it definitely could be. Vanessa says she's getting a little bit of a sound issue on Facebook. So let me know, ladies. Let me know if it's happening anywhere else. All right, I'm going to clarify for Aries. I'm going to use the Modern Witches Tarot. We have the moon coming out. That's that Cancer energy. Aries, you had the Cancer full moon last week. It's very possible that you've manifested something with that full moon. Financial constraints in your challenges or obstacles. We have Five of Wands, which just confirms that something with finances could be challenging. So financial constraints talks about not playing ahead. Like something comes that's unexpected and you didn't plan for. But with Five of Wands coming out, Aries, I feel like this is something you've been experiencing for quite some time. This isn't new energy. It's like things have felt bare, maybe very limited, definitely restricted. All right, let's look at attachment. We have Four of Cups coming in. Four of Cups, interesting, Aries. It is the manifestation card. And I did get this energy. Like I felt like you were working through some type of manifestation, something you've tried to bring in, most likely since that Cancer full moon. Again, I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot. So She's wearing a t-shirt that says over it, over it. But you feel like you've been going through something challenging for quite some time. And for some reason, there's definitely some type of cover, some type of mask with this attachment card. It's like you're finally showing your true self, maybe your true beliefs. Maybe you're finally going after what it is that you truly want. All right, the journey card is your outcome for Aries, and it does say that you take some type of different direction. Interesting part is that the Six of Cups comes out to clarify the journey card. Six of Cups talks about reunion. It talks about past energies, someone from your past. It's very possible that someone from your past could return in your journey, maybe because you're being more authentic. Maybe more true to yourself. Maybe because you manifested it, Aries. And I'm going to pull a Blessed Be Oracle for Aries. We have a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing to bring clarity is on the bottom. All right, Moonology to close it out for Aries. With your thoughts and emotions. We have emotions are running high. It's the Superman. And it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. I do feel it's very possible, Aries, that the energy you're working with or the energy that's returning could strongly be Scorpio energy. All right, Aries, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, make sure you tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up really quickly and we're going to move on to Leo. Ladies, let me get that sound check, please. I haven't heard from YouTube in a minute. Vanessa was having some in and out sound issue over on Facebook. I'm not getting any notifications or anything like that on my end. Because I'm drinking coffee. I know it's like 8:30 at night, but I have found decaf coffee. Come to find out, I really just like the thank you, Martha. I really just like the flavor of coffee. Okay, so we're getting a thumbs up on YouTube. So there could just be an issue over on Facebook. So you guys are getting some echoing. Maybe we can jump over on YouTube. All right, it's time for Leo. All right, Leo, let's timestamp. Let's do 2909 for you. Nines could be significant, Leo. We are looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th. The biggest cosmic influence will be Venus moving into Aquarius on the 17th. I'm going to start out with your energy of the week. We have Angel of Strength coming out. I am using the energy oracle, but Angel of Strength very much looks just like any strength card out of Rider Waite, right? We have man holding a coin coming out for your challenge or obstacle, and your lesson learned is door to spirit. Your potential outcome for Leo, January 11th through the 17th, is the Sun. I do see adjacent possibilities on the bottom. So I like that the Sun comes out for Leo at the end, because this is telling me that it's a it's a good outcome or happy ending type of energy. Adjacent possibilities being on the bottom of the deck tells me that you've come across some type of obstacle. Maybe you had a goal and you've been working towards something for a long time, Leo, and now you come across some type of obstacle and you're like, I guess I just have to quit, or I guess I have to give up on my goal. And the message, the meaning of adjacent possibilities and the energy oracle is not to give up your goal or the thing that you want, but it's more to come up with a new strategy, come up with a new plan. Like, just because one door doesn't open doesn't mean that you don't try another way. You don't change the goal, you just change the path that you take to get to the goal, right? Does that make sense? And I do feel that that is going to be the message for Leo, especially with Door to Spirit being in a position of lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. Because Door to Spirit, the energy oracle, is the card that actually the meaning is that spirit is like moving the veil or coming through in order to get a message to you. All right, let's clarify a little bit for Leo with the card, which is tarot. I'm going to start with Angel of Strength as your energy of the week. It's interesting because in Rider Waite, the Strength card is Leo, right? It is the Leo energy card. I'm definitely picking that up. There's a huge lion with an angel woman on this card. So it's very similar to the Strength card in Rider Waite. All right, so we have the World and the Eight of Swords. So two cards. There could be something that's coming to an end, Leo. The World card could definitely be the closure, new cycles. Um, Vanessa says it's echoey over there on YouTube as well. Okay, is it possible that it's just you, Vanessa? Is it possible that it's just you? All right, so with Leo, I feel like the World card, let me know, ladies, let me know. Is like a new opportunity of some sort. Jenna says, yeah, a bit wobbly. Okay. All right. Thank you for going over on YouTube and letting me know, Vanessa. All right, so the World card, I mean, it is a little stormy. It is a little windy, so I mean, it's possible. But I have changed it, so let me know if it gets any better. The World card, I do feel like it's like something's closing out and you're trying to hold on to it, Leo, because Eight of Swords is like self-restriction, like you're keeping yourself stuck. And then man holding a coin is in your challenges or obstacle. I have King of Swords. King of Swords is mentor. Someone that speaks truth, someone who's authentic. You're not seeing the value in your authenticity, is what I'm getting there. Door to Spirit, Eight of Pentacles is work, focus, dedication. It's like Spirit sees your dedication. The Sun is here, Two of Wands. You're going to have an important decision to make. I do feel that it could have something to do with traveling or going somewhere for Leo. And also very possible that this is something that was unexpected. Something that was unexpected. Vanessa says it's better. Sweet. All right, Two of Cups is on the bottom. So it's giving me this energy of like whatever is expected or coming in for Leo could have something to do with some type of partnership. All right, let's pull. A Blessed Be Oracle for Leo. Look at that. A blessing to heal a relationship. How interesting. You can see that that Two of Cups. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology to close it out for Leo. Balance spirituality and practicality. It's full moon in Pisces, and luck is on your side. It's new moon in Sagittarius. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Leo. I hope that reading was helpful. All right, guys, I'm going to clean up really quickly. I hope the sound wasn't like that the whole time, especially when we were talking about the Renee Good story. Like, that would stink so bad. I really don't know how to, like, get an audio check, you know what I mean, without, like, just wearing the headphones myself. But then what happens is, like, there's like a, I mean, at the very beginning of the live, but like there's a delay. And so then I'll be talking and then it's like I hear myself after, and it definitely can be very like distracting. You know what I'm trying to say? I hope it's better, guys. I have noticed that the internet has been a little wobbly itself. That's why we have no video tonight. I just made that little video to play there in the background. And it's super windy here. I do feel like I don't think it's a storm, but I know it's going through. We're going from 70 degrees. Another one of those like 50-degree drops in temperature overnight type of things happening over here in Kentucky. All right, Sagittarius is next. Ooh, I missed it, but let's do 3650 for Sagittarius. For the week of January 11th through the 17th. And your biggest cosmic influence is Venus. Venus is moving into the sign of Aquarius. Guys, on Tuesday night, we talked about Venus retrograde in Scorpio a little later in the summer. And really picking up the whole back end of 2026. So if that information seems like something you want to talk about, or I mean, hear about, you can find that live over under the live tab. All right, Sagittarius, energy of the week, January 11th through the 17th, we have the third chakra, Archangel Camille. This is solar plexus. This is where you hold your personal power. We have appreciation in your challenges or obstacle. Lesson learned, we have number 11, cornucopia. And number 53, Magician in the Mirror comes out. I do see broken heart. I'm getting a little bit of a mess. For some of you, this could definitely be about counterpart energy. Somebody could be sharing their information about their awakening with counterpart energy. That is never anything that I would recommend. I mean, I did it. I mean, I didn't like run out and be like, hey, we're twin flames, but I was like, hey, have you been experiencing some weird shit? Because I have, right? And I do get a lot of confirmation. I'm currently in separation, so I don't like communicate in that way anymore, right? The wind almost took the roof off just but I feel like this is for a Sagittarius that is maybe feeling unappreciated, maybe feeling unseen or unheard, needing to call your personal power back for sure. That's why the third chakra is your energy of the week. I do feel like it has something to do with counterpart energy. That's why cornucopia is here, number 11. And Magician in the Mirror talks about your personal abilities, your spiritual abilities, and the way you're able to work with energy and the way that you're able to use that ability in front of others. There's something about doing it in front of others. Many times when we see the magician in the mirror card, it's because we're afraid to use our abilities. I think for Sagittarius, this is about a very intense conversation where you call back your personal power. All right, let's start with the third chakra. Again, I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot, and we have Eight of Cups coming out. Eight of Cups, they say that you choose to walk away from something. You choose to finish your journey or continue on your journey. You're going towards your Two of Cups. You're going towards equal effort. Appreciation and your challenges or obstacles. You have the Justice card, strong Libra energy here, but this is definitely like a great injustice has been done and the scales will be balanced. And I just want to point out that with Venus moving into Aquarius, that is that is very much what that energy represents as well. Cornucopia, we have Eight of Wands. So whatever the cornucopia is, I think for some of you, it could be something that you want, something that you've wanted for a long time. For some of you, it could be something that you've manifested and something that you've brought in. But either way, Eight of Wands is like it happens suddenly, like sudden bursts of action and information. All right, for number 53, the magician in the mirror, Sagittarius, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles does say that you're going to finish the week. It's almost like you're continuing to do something on your own. It is about independence. Nine of Pentacles energy is very much, it's financial independence, but it's very much doing something on your own. All right, let's pull some guidance. How's the sound, lady? Still holding up. All right. So the Blessed Bee Oracle is number 41 for Sagittarius. A blessing for solace and hope. And I also see Morgan's blessing for peace after battle. For those of you that are having counterpart conversations, I definitely sense some intensity with the energy. All right, Moonology to close it out. Hold your vision, the fixed moon, and a fiery climax approaches. It's the full moon in Aries. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if it was, make sure to tap that like button for me. I know, especially over on YouTube, the like button has been a little stingy. And we definitely need it in order to get YouTube to share our live streams out. Sandra says sound is good. Diana says sound is good. Thank you, ladies. When I was at Williams, because there was a lot going on, like the dogs or, company or sometimes Carson, I would have to wear the headphones so that it would block that sound out. But if I wanted to, I could turn the live on my phone and I could turn the volume up and then I could tell if like the sound was okay or not. I need to find a way of doing that without. I don't like the headphones because I don't like being attached to the cord. So like I'm sure there's some cordless ones somewhere. I'm just not all up to date with the tech savviness. And this is normal, echoey, has its moments. It definitely could just be internet. Like I said, it's super windy. I don't have the fiber optic internet here. I just want to say though, I've been watching Stranger Things. I'm on season 4, or I'm on the last season, of course, season 5. But I'm on episode 4, so I'm like halfway through. No, guys, I don't believe that there's like some extra show that they're hiding and keeping, like under wraps. I think like the 8th episode is going to be the last one. So I feel like I watched the first 4 really fast, and now I'm taking the last 4 super slow. But I feel like I was working on my videos today. I was uploading videos, and I was watching Stranger Things. I was, streaming it from Netflix, and the internet was working just fine. So it's definitely going to be probably, the weather. I like it when I say things like definitely and probably in the same sentence. Diana says you owe her a Coke. All right, guys, it's time for the water signs. So Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I'm going to start with Cancer. And I don't know if you guys remember, but at the beginning of the live, I talked about how I feel like I'm experiencing some severe Cancer full moon hangover. And it's just where the energies, I feel like I feel my energies early. And the reason for that is probably so I could go through it and then come out here and talk about it, But I do feel like I felt the Cancer full moon energy early, but I feel like it's lingering. Like the emotional um, balance, the difficulty finding the emotional balance or regulating my emotions seems like it's lingering longer. So that definitely would be what people would describe as a full moon hangover, right? Like it lasts a few more days than normal. Most definitely, probably, maybe. I know. I drive myself crazy. It's the self-doubt. I should just stick with definitely. I don't know. I don't know what to say about the decaf coffee. Remember when I was like, there's something wrong with the coffee? I don't know why Spirit won't let me have coffee. It's possible that it has something to do with the caffeine. I may have been, like overdoing it with the caffeine. Very possible. Today I haven't had coffee in a while, and I feel like Spirit's been definitely limiting my coffee intake. But today I stopped and I got me some of those coffee pods, I'm talking about, for the Keurig, and accidentally grabbed the decaf. I didn't accidentally grab the decaf. That's a fib. Like I grabbed the one that I wanted, but by the time I got to the counter, Spirit had made it decaf. You know what I'm saying? um, So I was like, well, if it's decaf, that means I can have a cup at 8 o'clock, right? And it's not a big deal. Is that true? Diana says the moon did mess up my sleep. Yes, me too. I feel like the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock club is on high alert, right? I will say there was a couple of times where I was just like so tired where I would get up and make my shorts for the day, and because I'm not ahead anymore. Remember when I was ahead and I had like 200 shorts ready to go? So now I'm back to like of the day, right? And so I would get up and make my shorts, but then I'm laying back down for like an hour and a half. So that has happened a couple of times. And I know some people say that it makes them groggier or sleepier. For me, not so much. For me, I feel like that's when I get my best sleep, really. All right, let's timestamp Cancer. Let's do 4949. So the number synchronicity could be important. The number 49 could be important to you, Cancer. We are looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th, and we do have Venus moving into Aquarius this week. All right, let's see how that energy impacts Cancer. I'm going to start with energy of the week. We have caring connection. It's number 14. Ooh, we have deceit coming out as your challenge or obstacle. We have strategy coming out for your lesson learned. And the world card is going to be your potential outcome for the week of January 11th through the 17th. Door to personal healing and happiness is on the bottom. It's number 34. Whenever I see that card, I feel like you're removing something that was blocking your doorway to personal healing and happiness. It's very possible this has something to do with some type of relationship because caring connection is the main energy for the week. You have the deceit card in your challenges or obstacles. Let me break this down before bitter Rosa pops out. Hold on just a minute. Okay, so caring connection. Caring connection is where two people meet and this is, I'm using the energy oracle, so this is the meaning. I don't just like make this stuff up, right? Like I study the book and this is what it's about, right? It's where two people meet and they're very like drawn together instantly type of energy, very charismatic type of energy. In the book, it talks about how they work together very well. How sometimes people think that they are in a relationship, maybe when they're not, when they're just friends, something like this. It talks about two people that meet in like a teamwork or work environment, and then the relationship grows into something that is, much not expected from either party, right? So that's what caring connection card is in the energy oracle. The deceit card is in your challenges or obstacles. So immediately, like bitter Rosa is like, oh my God, who's lying, right? Who's being deceitful? But the deceit card in your challenge or obstacle could mean something else. I feel like spirit's like, I'm getting the smacks. But anyway, the deceit card talks about someone like standing behind the veil. The wind just picked up so loud. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The rain must have started too because wow. But anyway, it talks about like someone trying to make something look like something that isn't. The deceit card shows this man standing like behind the veil. It always gives me this energy of like the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm talking about? Because you know how the Wizard of Oz was like the big, loud, booming voice, and it was so scary, but then it was just like this little short person behind the curtain. You remember that? So it's giving that type of energy. So it's like someone tried to portray that something was true when it wasn't. The strategy card is in your lesson learned to help you with your challenge or obstacle. So this is about like coming up with a new plan or maybe even like seeing things differently. The world card is your potential outcome. I do feel like maybe something was hidden from you or someone portrayed, like made something look a certain way, but it wasn't true. And it's very possible that like that information is shown to you. That information is given to you this week, the 11th through the 17th. Love that. Look at that. Nicole Rogers. Welcome. All right, let's look at it with the Modern Witches Tarot. We have Queen of Wands coming out. Queen of Wands is about confidence, kindness. A lot of times we see the Queen of Wands when there's energy of like imposter syndrome. We also have the Fool came out with this energy as well. So I'm thinking like the Fool card is like taking a leap of faith, starting a new journey, taking a new path. believing in something. This could be about someone who believed in you. Oh, I love that. Welcome. All right, let's look at the deceit card. What is being hidden from you or not shown to you? We have the Tower coming out. I don't know necessarily, Cancer, if you're the one experiencing the Tower. I think someone around you could be experiencing some Tower moments, and they're trying to keep that from you. Maybe they're trying to keep those emotions from you, or like how they feel about a certain situation. Maybe they're trying to keep those things hidden, but whatever it is, it's very turbulent. It's very emotional. All right, the strategy card. We do have the devil coming out. The devil talks about, okay, so we have so many major arcanas here, but we have Aries, we have Scorpio, we have Capricorn coming out. The devil card talks about, okay, so it is one of those cards that shows like the big fiery, scary horned guy and the two people like chained down at the bottom of his feet, right? And the card does talk about like being bound to something that doesn't serve you, something that's toxic or unhealthy or karmic, and you need to break free from that energy, right? Very possible. I think what you're breaking free from is not necessarily a person, Cancer. I think it's a belief system that somebody was okay, or they were handling everything okay, or they weren't experiencing any towers. Maybe you thought somebody was like living the life of their dreams, something like that. And it's like, this is the week where you gain information that says, hey, that's not exactly how things were going, right? Knight of Pentacles is here. It's slow moving energy. I think it's very possible that you've been waiting for something to do with this information. I don't know if you've been waiting for the information itself for a long time, because I think you believed whatever the lies were. But it's like you were waiting for something to change for a long time. And now that change is here. Ace of Pentacles on the bottom, big confirmation. All right, let's pull a blessing from the Blessed Be Oracle for Cancer. And we have a blessing on the children. It's number 11. I also see a blessing on your health on the bottom. And the thing that sticks out to me on the blessing of the children, number 11, one, I need to point out that I don't think we're talking about like little children or our children. I think we're talking about God's children, because we have the world card, and the world card in the energy oracle does have a representation of spirit watching over the world. So it is this energy of like a blessing for those of us, I think, specifically on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. Numerology to close it out for Cancer. I thought I'd seen two cards, but I swear, like, it's so weird. It's just one. All right, it says bring love into the situation. It's new moon in Aquarius, and a win-win outcome is forecast full moon in Libra. All right, here's what I'm going to say. I don't know all the fine details for Cancer, because this is a very collective energy, right? I am looking at my own personal chart when I'm doing these readings, and Cancer is my rising sign. I do believe that you're going to go through something that's very challenging, because you're going to become aware of something that you were not aware of previously, Cancer. But I think the reason that the world card is here and the blessing card is here is because Spirit's going to carry you through this energy. That's why a win-win outcome is forecast. You can't lose when Spirit's carrying you through, right? All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, let's clean up. We're going to do Scorpio next. Strong twin flame energy in that Cancer reading. Miss L, welcome. All right, I'm done with my coffee. It's time for the water. I will say I can tell a difference in the decaf, caffeine wise, but I cannot tell a difference flavor wise. So that's something, right? Ooh, big yawns. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do Scorpio. Let's do 101:48 for Scorpio. Scorpio, this is for the week of January 11th through the 17th. Your biggest cosmic influence this week will be Venus moving into the sign of Aquarius. I do feel that this is going to bring us a strong collective wave of kindness, compassion, empathy, understanding. Definitely at a much needed time, right? All right, Scorpio, let's do energy of the week. I am using the energy oracle, and Healer of the Ages comes out, number 51. So when we see Healer of the Ages in the energy oracle, it says that this spiritual being has come down to bring you great healing. If you guys have the energy oracle, or you can look it up, I always see this man in this card as Jesus. Like, that's what it always feels like to me. I know that Jesus isn't a white guy with long brown hair. I get it. I've done my history research as well. But that is the picture that has been portrayed to us throughout our whole life. So whenever I see that representation, I immediately think, Jesus, right? So it's very possible this could have something to do with like Christ consciousness as well. But I think it's more about the healing for Scorpio. It's bringing some type of like massive wave of healing. I almost said emotional healing. So for some of you Scorpios, it could be an emotional situation. But I think for many of you Scorpios, this is wow, this is a physical healing of some sort. I mean, how weird is that? How interesting. Like, I just happened to be at Miss Tina's. She just had, a little minor surgery. I'm just helping her through the recovery. Welcome, Tim. And she's Scorpio, right? Like, how cool is that? All right. We do have indecision coming out for Scorpio. It's number 8 as your challenge or obstacle. We also have community coming out as your lesson learned for Scorpio. And then we have number 48. Where did we timestamp at? Where's the timestamp for Scorpio? Yes, 101:48. I love when that happens. Talk about synchronicities. 8s, 48s could be significant to you, Scorpio. Angel of Balance talks about moderation. There's something that you need to moderate. There's something you're either doing too much or too little of. And the week of the 11th through the 17th, Venus is going to help you bring some type of balance. And I know this is going to sound a little cheesy, especially to most of you Scorpios, but I have a feeling that this is going to have to do with the kindness, compassion, empathy, caring, and understanding, ready, that you give yourself, Scorpio. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. Anxiety is on the bottom. You're stressing about something, you're worried about something, and you could be like causing yourself too much stress. That could be a health issue as well. But it's like you're worrying about something that is already taken care of. You don't need to worry about it. There's definitely something about that. It could have something to do with the indecision, Scorpio, because indecision is the card in the energy oracle that shows it looks like a woman wearing like Little Red Riding Hood type of cape, right? And it's this energy. She's standing right in front of a tree. There's two paths, one on each side of her, but she's in front of this tree because she can't make a decision, right? She's standing there. She doesn't know which way to go. It's fear. It's fear. In case you didn't know, like if you ever wondering like why can't I make a decision on something, it's fear that keeps us stuck and keeps us in that indecisive mode. And what spirit has taught me through my awakening journey when it comes to indecisiveness or making a decision or what I call an important decision, the one thing that spirit has taught me that has really stuck out is it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which path I choose to take. There's going to be challenges and obstacles down every single path. That is the world we live in. That is the life that we're experiencing. That is the human experience that we are having. There are obstacles and challenges every day. They're not going to magically disappear. You could win all the money in the world tomorrow, and I promise you, you're just going to have different problems. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not about making a decision and thinking, oh, this is the right way or this is the wrong way. It's about the faith that you have when you make the move, when you get on the path, when you start going down a path or a choice that you take without knowing what that outcome is. So, Scorpio, you could be facing some type of choice, some type of decision that you have to make, and you're not sure. You don't want to make the wrong move. I feel like making the wrong move is really not making the wrong move is really important to you. So you're overthinking it, overstressing it. That's why we saw the anxiety card on the bottom. And Spirit saying, make a decision. Not moving is what's wrong. Not choosing is what's wrong. Not having enough faith to make a choice is what's wrong. There's no such thing as a wrong path. Your soul is here to be on a journey, to learn and experience and explore. There's no such thing as going the wrong way. If your intention is good, you can't make a mistake. But if you think that there's one path that's easier than the other, it may look that way. Let's say, Scorpio, you're looking at two paths, and the beginning of one path looks super challenging, and the beginning of the other path looks super easy. You don't know what's halfway down that path. You don't know if that energy is going to swap vice versa. You have no idea. That's why you have to have the faith and just choose and go, right? Community is what's going to help you. So, soul tribe, soul family, soul sisters, gather your like minded friends, people that think like you, people who believe in you, people who encourage you, not people who are putting you down. All right, let's clarify a little bit for Scorpio. Again, I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot. The sun comes out. This is rejuvenation. Whatever this healing is that this spiritual being is here for, it's reviving you. It's bringing you like back to life type of energy. Indecision, it's probably because you've been stuck, right? That's why we get that stagnant energy. The Chariot comes out. The Chariot is Cancer energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer energy. If you're not Scorpio, I would say go look on your own chart. Where is Cancer for you? The Chariot talks about, again, right or wrong, because remember, you always see like the white Sphinx and then the black Sphinx, right, on the Chariot card. And it talks about like picking a lane. It talks about like you have to, there's no gray area, right? It's definitely giving that energy of like, I don't want to pick the wrong path. There's no such thing as the wrong path. Just pick one and start moving. Staying stagnant is what's wrong. That's Spirit's never going to say, yes, Scorpio, stay right there and don't ever move forward. That's not ever going to happen. Spirit's going to say, move forward and I got your back no matter what happens. You see what I'm saying? All right, the community card, we have 3 of Wands. You need to take action. You need to find like minds. You need to gather yourself with like-minded people, people who believe in what you believe in, people who believe and encourage you and your purpose and your values and what it is that you're doing. The angel of balance is going to be the outcome. You do have to moderate something. Let's see what it is. It's the, Nine of Pentacles comes out, Scorpio. Scorpio is known for needing their space, for needing their privacy. Scorpio likes to be mysterious. Scorpio, um, very, it's an energy that's very light-hearted and bubbly and exciting in the daylight. And then Scorpio energy is very dark and heavy and transformative at night in the dark. You've been doing something by yourself on your own for too long, Scorpio. And I think you've gotten used to it. You like it. And Spirit's asking you to find your soul tribe, to gather with your soul family, your soul sisters, your soul friend. Stop thinking you have to carry the weight of the world on your own. All right, let's pull a blessing from the Blessed Bee Oracle. Several came out. I'm going to take all of them. Scorpio needs them. A blessing on your sleep, Scorpio. How's your sleep? It's number 6. A blessing on your health. No way, right? Coincidence. Number 9. And a blessing to ease loneliness and bring companionship. Number 40. I do feel that some of you Scorpios are lonely. I feel that some of you Scorpios have been carrying a lot on your shoulders. I feel like you've been hiding how you feel about something. I think that you've been going through some type of healing situation. It could even be a physical healing situation. And I think you've been pretending like you are totally fine. And I think Spirit is saying you are not going to be able to continue carrying it on your own. Spirit's going to guide you towards your soul family, your soul friends, your soul sisters, brothers, people, like I said, who will encourage you and support you. All right, let's pull Moonology to close it out. Pumpkin, welcome. Nothing is yet set in stone. It's the mutable moon, and adjustments are required. Third quarter moon. I feel like Scorpio's been frozen for a little bit due to fear to make whatever that decision is. Maybe it could have something to do with health situation. Um, like I said, due to fear of what the outcome would be. Nothing is yet set in stone. Like the outcome is not yet set in stone. Adjustments are required, like some small adjustments, like not hiding, Scorpio, not trying to pretend like everything is okay, Scorpio. Finding your soul tribe and soul family, opening up, becoming vulnerable, and sharing about the challenges and experiences that you've been going through could definitely be very helpful for you right now in this time, January 11th through the 17th, Scorpio. All right, I'm going to leave it right here. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, guys, make sure to tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up really quickly. We're going to move on to Pisces. So we've done the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We've done Cancer and Scorpio. We have Pisces left to wrap up the water signs. And then we'll look at the earth signs and the air signs. I'm loving all the new energy. Welcome, everyone. All right, Pisces, here we go. Let's do 115.55 for Pisces. Pisces, we're looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th. You do have Venus moving into Aquarius on the 17th. I do feel that many of us are already feeling this energy. Let's see how it plays out for Pisces. I'm using the Energy Oracle. Energy of the week of number 20, it's the Envy card. Challenge or obstacle for Pisces, we have Yin Yang, number 22. Lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, we have Walking Away, number 27. And door to personal healing and happiness is the outcome. It's number 34. I'm picking up some karmic energies with the 7s. I'm picking up some partnership energies with the 2s. I'm picking up some twin flame energy with yin yang, masculine, feminine energies. And I'm picking up some envy. Are you ready? Here goes. It's going to be really specific. I think I'm talking to someone who, again, is having this specific type of spiritual awakening journey. I think that you're tired of the challenges, the pain, the overwhelm. I think that at times you want to walk away from the path or the journey that you're on. You want things to go back to the way they were before the glasses came off, right? I think you're very quickly learning that that is not the case. Once you know, and there's no going back. I think you're struggling to balance your own inner feminine and masculine energy. I think you're struggling to do that, and that is blocking your door to personal healing and happiness. All right, so judgment comes out, big confirmation. Judgment is Scorpio energy. It's also the card that talks about your purpose. It shows Archangel Gabriel up in the clouds blowing that trumpet, and all the people standing up with their arms raised, saying, I hear the calling, right? So I do feel, again, Pisces, that there's something about your particular spiritual journey or spiritual awakening that you're not happy about. Maybe something looks easier, like maybe other types of awakening look easier to you than others. Like I used to wonder all the time, why am I having a twin flame awakening? Like, why didn't I just have a bad car accident one day and wake up with this information? Why did I have to experience this level of heartbreak, excruciating heartbreak, in order to have this awakening? I used to wonder that all the time. Very possible that that is the case. With yin yang and your challenges or obstacle, it's the imbalance of your inner masculine and feminine. You're putting too much on the person. You're putting someone up on a pedestal. You're not balancing your own inner masculine and feminine because you're too worried about what either counterpart energy or someone else around you is doing. Ace of Pentacles is here. New beginning, new offer. I think that's what it is. You're waiting for that person to give you a new offer when you really need to be giving yourself something. That's how, when you start to pour into yourself, that's how you start to begin the balancing process of your own inner masculine and feminine energy. With the walking away card, I have a page of pentacles. So it's like, this is new to you. You haven't walked away before. Let's talk about the walking away card. There's actually two cards in the energy oracle. I like to talk about them every time that one or the other pops up. There is the garden and the gate card, and it shows this young lady standing in this garden, and there's a gate around her, and of course there's a fence around her, and it has a gate, and the gate is locked, and she's wearing a key around her neck. So the purpose of the card is to say that she's keeping herself in this situation, and she can unlock that gate and go out into the great expansion whenever she desires, but she feels safe where she's at, so she's staying there. With the walking away card, it's like you're leaving your safety, your comfort zone. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you're opening the door and you're going out into the great expansion. But this is new. This is not something you've done before. You've most likely tried to stick it out and wait for some outcome that was never going to happen, because it was never about the person, and it was always about your own inner masculine and feminine energies. It's very possible this is the week, the 11th through the 17th, that Venus moving into Aquarius helps you acknowledge this, helps you understand or find clarity when it comes to this information. And that's what clears your door to personal healing and happiness. The Justice card comes out, strong major arcana, Libra energy. So you have strong Scorpio and strong Libra coming out, Pisces. Justice talks about a great injustice that has been done to you. And it does talk about the importance of balancing those scales. All right, let's pull some guidance for Pisces. I'm going to use the Blessed Bee Oracle. A blessing on a resolution, it's number 27. And a blessing on a new venture, it's number 20. Some big confirmations there for Pisces. All right, let's close it out with the Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. That could be a timing, Pisces. New moon in Capricorn comes in on the 19th. We're actually going to talk about it next week on Love and Astrology, Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central. Last card for Pisces. Look at the bigger picture. It's full moon in Sagittarius. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Pisces. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, guys, make sure to tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up, and we're going to move on to the earth signs, starting with Taurus. Tim says, my Chiron is in Pisces with Saturn. Tim, pay attention to your Saturn. Ooh, I wanted to get some feedback on your Venus. What did you think about your Venus thing that I sent you the other day? But because we are the Aries, Saturn in our chart is going to be super important. 2026. What house is are you I think you're a Cancer rising too, aren't you? So is Pisces your 12th house? It's Gemini. 9th house. Sorry, brain fart. I know that's true. Why is my brain not working? I'll just pull it up. I'll just go. Yes. Okay, thank you, brain fart. Ninth house. So the house of higher learning. So do you feel, and I feel like you're probably already going to feel this because again, we feel the things a little bit early, right? Do you feel like spirit has been having you buckle down on the teachings? Like, do you feel that? Or do you feel like 2026 is going to be a year of teachings, like learning, um, spiritual teachings, right? And really it's everybody, guys, but Saturn is going to be in Aries, and that's why I said Aries. But of course we're all going to feel this, this energy. My Saturn is in third house, which is super interesting because I've been dealing with brain fog. I've been dealing with like confusion and, you know, lack of clarity, walking into a room, forgetting what I walked in there for. And I know that like we laugh about it and joke, it's like, oh, ha, that's just a thing. Um, I've been getting a lot of like Mary Jane, ha-has. Yeah, I understand all of that, but this is very like new to me. This is like an onset of it. Um, like it's more extreme than normal. And I will say that I already know what the lesson is. Like I don't even have to ask. Like I already know. Um, Spirit is showing me how stress um can like fill the space of my mind. Does that make sense? And then I'm not able to use that space or that mind or those abilities or those gifts on the things that I'm supposed to be using them on because I'm too busy wasting them on stress. And for me, my stress level, it's been shown to me just in the last few days that I have this tendency, and this is going to be my Cancer rising. So, Tim, you may feel this as well, but it's like I have a tendency to take on other people's problems. I was talking to my sister. My sister's like my therapist, I swear. But I was talking to my sister a couple of days ago, and it was like full blown overwhelm, crying, can't handle life, just don't like it here day, right? And she's like, well, what's going on? Like, what's wrong? And it was just one of those things where I just like went down the list, right? Like, well, this happened today, and this happened, and this happened, and then this happened, and then after all that, this happened too. And she's like, well, I'm listening to what you're saying, but only two of those things are your problem. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, only two of the things that you said to me are your problem. The other things that you mentioned are other people's problem. And she was so right. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what's being shown to me. So it's like my mental health, I feel like is going to be key with Saturn and Aries. So pay attention, guys, where Saturn is for you. Miss L says eighth house. Yeah, so pay attention where it's at for you because it's definitely going to show you what you will be learning to follow the rules on in 2026. All right. It's like, where's Taurus? I know, right? Okay, let's get to it. All right, Taurus, let's do 129.01 for Taurus. The oh 01 is sticking out to me, some type of like new beginning, renewal, rebirth, something like this. We are looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th. And Venus will be your biggest cosmic influence. All right, Taurus, I'm using the energy oracle. Let's pull the energy of the week out. We have Angel of Love coming out. It's number 49. It says this angel comes down when unconditional love is needed. We have Broken Heart coming out in your challenge or obstacle. We have Happy Family coming out in your lessons learned. And potential outcome for Taurus, we do have the Thinking Woman. I'm sensing a little bit of overthinking. I could be talking to a Taurus who's in some type of relationship where there's been a breakup, maybe a breakup and then a getting back together. Happy Family is a really direct message. It shows like the mom and dad and two children together. It's number 4 in the energy oracle. If you look it up, you'll see that it very much looks like the Ten of Cups in Rider Waite with the rainbow going over the family. You know what I'm talking about? So Taurus, this has to do with your family. This has to do with someone that you're probably in a very close relationship with. This could be someone that you have broken up with before, previously, gotten back together. I do feel that you're currently back together. That's why this Happy Family card is here. That's why everyone is like the hands are all holding. It's like we're doing this for the family. And then you have the Thinking Woman as your potential outcome. I think that you are two people that I don't know why there's been so much partnership in these readings tonight, but there has been a lot. But I'm definitely sensing like two people, Taurus, that are working together for a common goal or a common good. And I think that is your family. There definitely could be like some children involved. The rainbow, like there could be like some type of like long term, like we've been invested in this for a long time, so we're not going to give up type of thing. But again, the children are sticking out to me, especially when the Angel of Love card, because it's about unconditional love. That's how we feel towards our children, right? The Thinking Woman is telling me that you're overthinking something. You're waiting for something to happen that may not happen. Just because something happened to you before does not mean that it will happen to you again. I do feel that many times, uh, what's the saying go? Where your energy, um, how's it go? I'm getting in trouble because I'm not supposed to say it. Okay, you can't cause, okay, I can't say that either. Help me out, Spirit. You can. You can cause something to happen by overthinking it. You can manifest something that you don't want by thinking about it too much. I'm sorry to say that. I wish it wasn't true, but it is. So if you're constantly focused on something that hasn't happened yet, and you think it's going to happen, and you keep your energy focused on that negative situation, you can definitely manifest that into the physical. Again, it's like I don't want to say that for whatever reason. Um, just stop doing it. Just stop doing it. Start having more positive thoughts. If you're struggling to shut the negative thoughts off, start listening to, I don't know, affirmation videos. Start listening to frequency music. Start working some of the mind tips and tricks that are posted in my shadow work journal, right? Um, don't let the negativity win. Don't let whatever fears you have come to fruition because you're focusing all of your powerful energy on it. So I don't know who that's for, but it seems very urgent. Like I need to tell you that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that because you definitely can manifest something that you don't want to experience. All right, let's pull Moonology. All right, Angel of Love. We have Page of Pentacles coming back out. New offer, new beginning. It's not enough. You need more. The Chariot. It's okay to move quickly. I do believe you've been through some type of breakup, some type of pain, some type of trauma, and you're currently like reliving something and you think it's going to happen again, and it's not. It's not. You can make it whatever you want to make it by where you focus your thoughts and your energy. Happy family, we have the Justice card. You have had some type of great injustice done to you, but this is the week of those scales balancing back out. The thinking woman, we have Six of Cups. It's a gift. It's a gift. Someone from your past could return and give you some information, some type of present. It could just be about needing to be in the present. And it could be that you're too focused on something that happened in your past. The devil card's on the bottom, so I feel like that's confirmation. This is the week where Spirit's going to ask you to be here, right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday. All right, Taurus, let's pull a blessing from the Blessed Be Oracle. We have a blessing of protection. It's number 23. You're highly protected, whoever you are. And you also have a blessing on your creativity. It's number 19. All right, Moonology to close it out. A time for healing. It's the Bossmic Moon. And you are good enough. It's the full moon in Virgo. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Taurus. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, make sure to tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up really quickly. We're going to move on to Virgo. Tim says, I'm very sensitive to others' energy. Same. That's probably our Cancer rising, right? Al says, just seeing 888. All right, almost ready for Virgo. Can I get a sound check over on YouTube? I just got a notification. Vanessa was saying something about it on Facebook earlier. I want to say a little bit of an issue on YouTube earlier, but I haven't had any warnings until just now. So we may be having an issue. Like I said, it's probably internet, it's probably weather. But just let me know if you can hear me clearly enough that we can continue with the live. Where's your Taurus? Give me a minute and I'll pull it up. Audio check is good on YouTube. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clear this out. And then it may have been from earlier too. Like I just looked up and saw it. So, I mean, very possible. What am I looking for? Where's my Taurus? Your Taurus is mostly 10th house. It does stray over into the 11th house. And you have Jupiter in Taurus. You need to pay attention to Jupiter this year. Jupiter is also making some pretty strong transits as well. It'll be in Leo, so you'll need to look to see where Leo is, which is your second house. So that's your money. All right, focus, Rosa, focus. Your Taurus is in Mercury, or your Mercury is in Taurus. All right, you're welcome. All right, let's do Virgo. Let's do 140.04 for Virgo. So, Virgo, this is going to be for the week of January 11th through the 17th. We have Venus coming into Aquarius. The fours are sticking out to me, Virgo. So, the fours can be significant to you. I'm going to start with the energy of the week out of the energy oracle. And we have the third chakra coming out. The second time I've seen it tonight. Third chakra is your solar plexus chakra. This is where you hold your personal power. All right, Virgo. Your challenge or obstacle is a victory. Lesson learned is fifth chakra, Archangel Gabriel. That's your throat chakra. It's about speaking or listening. And then your potential outcome is blossoming abundance. So something new does come in. You do get what it is you want, but the challenge currently, right now, and at the beginning of the week, is because you're not getting what you want, you're giving your power away in some way. Most likely it's through your words. It is, isn't it? You're using negative words like this hasn't come in yet, so it must never happen type of thing. Anxiety is on the bottom, big confirmation. You have a Leo moon. Interesting. Right, I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot, and the High Priestess comes out for third chakra. This is an inner knowing. It's you've been giving your power away. Maybe you don't know how. Maybe you don't know that it's the fifth chakra, that it's with through your words. You could be also doubting yourself or your faith. The victory card in your challenge or obstacles just tells me that you've been waiting for some victory for a long time and you feel like it's not coming. Ten of Pentacles comes out. It just tells me that it's something you want. The thing about Ten of Pentacles is, so if it was Ten of Cups, I could be like, oh, it's love, it's emotional contentment, it's what makes you happy. But with Ten of Pentacles, Pentacles encompass everything: your physical life, your spiritual life. Um, it's like your goals, the things you want to achieve, the things you've already achieved. But it being in your challenges or obstacles with this victory, it's like you want something that you're not getting. And it's like you want all of something. Like maybe you're getting a portion of something or part of something, and you're like, that's not enough. I want more. Maybe fifth chakra is here, Virgo, because you're not commanding something. Like you're not demanding what it is that you want from the universe. Very possible. Two of Pentacles is here. I think it's more about complaining about lack. I think it's more about saying I don't have enough of something. It's never going to get here. It does come in. A little bit of something comes in this week, the 11th through the 17th. Blossoming abundance is your outcome, Virgo. Three of Swords says it heals something within you, probably the lack of faith, right? Super easy reading for Virgo. The Chariot is on the bottom. Don't be afraid to move quickly. The victory is already yours. That is literally the meaning of the Chariot card in Rider Waite. The victory is already yours. Be cautious of your words this week, Virgo. All right, a blessing for Virgo. We have a blessing for healing of injury or illness. And we have, oh my gosh, here it is. Ready? A blessing for peace of mind. It's number 32. Quiet those thoughts, Virgo. Whatever it is that you've been wanting is on its way. Moonology to close it out. The end of a tough cycle approaches. It's full moon in Capricorn, big confirmation. And a personal issue reaches resolution. It's full moon in Cancer. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Virgo. I hope that reading was helpful. If it was, make sure to tap that like button for me. Thomas Man 89 over on Twitch. He asked me about his Taurus earlier. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. The reason he asked me about where his Taurus is because every time I read for Taurus, and tell me if I'm wrong in the chat, let me know. But I'm just saying I remember, so I'm not wrong. But the reason he asked me is because a lot of times when I'm reading the Taurus reading, he feels that that reading is more like that one is more like rings true more than maybe his sun sign or maybe his rising sign, right? I want to touch on that because there's a couple different reasons why that could happen. And I feel like I've just never really explained this to you before. If there's ever a sign that you feel like, oh my gosh, all of those cards are exactly what's happening to me right now, but that's not my sun sign, or that's not my moon sign, or that's not my rising sign, a couple of things could be happening here. Are you ready? One, you could have an improper birth time. Like maybe the birth time that you have is somehow incorrect. Maybe you were told wrong. Maybe you typed it in wrong. Who knows? But that definitely could have something to do with what, especially if it keeps happening over and over. Now, are you ready for this? Let me tell you something else that you might not know. See, the 12-month calendar that we use right now in 2026 is not the original calendar that we use. Originally, there was 13 signs. Originally, there was supposed to be 13 months. There's 13 lunar phases each year. You see what I'm saying? So I've been thinking about this. Like I feel like Spirit's had this on my heart for probably since I started PLR because I used to have a friend, this person that I knew, that was that 13th sign. And I'm having a brain fart right now, so I can't remember what it's called. Have mercy. Not the right time. But anyway, the extra zodiac sign, okay? And he would ask me, like, when are you going to do the reading for that sign? Like, why don't we ever get readings, right? And that sign, the energy, the dates for it are between Scorpio and Sagittarius. So I was telling a friend of mine not too long ago, I was like, if I add this 13th sign, the reason I haven't done it yet is because it's challenging to explain that to people. Like I was struggling just now, but it's challenging to explain to people that there's actually 13 zodiac signs. There's not 12. And when we put that 13th sign into play, the way it's supposed to be and where it's supposed to be, it changes everyone's signs. It changes everyone's charts, right? So suddenly, the people that are like, "Oh, I'm a Scorpio. My sun sign's in Scorpio. I'm a badass Scorpio." Suddenly, they're not Scorpios anymore, right? And now they're freaking out because they've been Scorpios their whole life, right? If somebody told me you're not an Aries, Rosa, I'd be like, bullshit. But you know what I'm trying to say? We get so set in our ways and what we believe that we're not even open to understand that there's more out there. There's more than what we know. So what I've been thinking about doing it, officious. Thank you, Tim. But what I've been thinking about doing And like I said, Tim, I feel like Spirit is just kind of shown it to me a couple of times. There's not like a dead set, this is how we're going to do it. But I think what's going to happen is come April, when we start PLR's new cycle, because I'm already doing all my rebranding with the Aries new moon. I'm bringing out new readings for my website with the Aries new moon. All of this is going to happen in April it's on my birthday, guys. It's April 17th this year. And so that's the new cycle for PLR. You see what I'm saying? And I think that I'm going to add the 13th sign. I'm not going to change the date. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to add the 13th sign in. And then if you relate to that energy or that reading, you do. And if you don't, you don't, right? But yes, guys, if there's ever another sign that's not your sun, moon, or rising, and you're wondering why that reading is always so close to your life and what's happening to you, it definitely could be because you don't have the right time for your chart. It's very possible. And it's also very possible that you're not in the right sign, right? Especially when we add in that 13th zodiac sign. But I feel like I've run from it. Like, remember I said when I first started PLR, my friend came to me and was like, hey, there's this sign and this is my birthday and I wish people would do readings for me. I was like, yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to have to teach people that. I don't want to have to talk about it. People will freak out. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like I ran from it. And it's like now I don't know. I'm over it. I don't want to run from it anymore. All right, it's time for Capricorn. Let's timestamp. Let's do 151:21 for Capricorn. Again, the ones are sticking out to me, so there could be some type of like new start, new beginning, a renewal. We are looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th. You do have Venus moving into Aquarius on the 17th. Very strong collective wave with Venus moving into Aquarius this week. I'm going to start with the energy of the week using the energy oracle for Capricorn. Tina says that 13th sign makes me not a Sagittarius. Exactly. It makes me not an Aries. All right, 2 cards came out. I dropped one of them. We have First Chakra, Archangel Michael, one of my favorite cards in the Energy Oracle. And we also have the Appreciation card coming out, Capricorn. I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of your cards, but there's something about either not appreciating who you are and where you came from, or others not appreciating the power, because Archangel Michael is a very powerful card. The power that, and he has a sword, so it's almost like maybe you're upset people don't appreciate the power that you, I almost said wield. I don't even use that word. Like the power that you have. All right, we have the action card in your challenge or obstacle. It's number 17. Lesson learned is a woman holding a coin. And then the outcome, Capricorn, your outcome, potential hostilities, number 26. We do have all tied up on the bottom, number 23. It says you could be ignoring something that's important, trying to run from something, not paying attention to something. Let's dive in and see if we can figure out what it is for Capricorn. All right. First chakra, Archangel Michael is about your roots. As you should. Shouldn't have been there to begin with. All right, 6 of Cups comes out. 6 of Cups again. This energy's been coming out a lot. A lot of reunion energy, someone from your past. The action card, it talks about needing to take action. It's in your challenges or obstacle. Incorrect. It talks about fast moving action. It's in your challenges or obstacle because you're not moving fast enough in a certain direction. King of Swords is what you're not moving fast enough towards, Capricorn. This is going to have something to do with like standing up for yourself, speaking your truth, um, wanting to be heard. And then woman holding a coin is your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. Woman holding a coin is about like your self-worth, seeing your value, understanding who you are. Again, this has something to do with your power. The chariot is here. The chariot is Cancer energy. It's about moving quickly. It does say you need to pick a lane. There is no gray area in this reading. It's very much like there's this energy of like going forward and backwards with this chariot card and the black sphinx and the white sphinx. It's this energy of like, I go forward 2 steps, but backwards 1 step, something like this energy. And spirit is urging you to see your worth and your value and urging you to move forward. I do see hostilities as your outcome. Let's look at it. We do have 3 of Pentacles. This could have something to do with a job, a work, environment, teamwork. You need to surround yourself with people who respect you. You need to surround yourself with people who have the same visionary. What am I seeing here? Um, okay. Okay. For some of you, this is about a time and a place. I'm so glad this is coming up because I feel like this came up Tuesday night. And then Tim made a comment about it after the live stream was over. I said on Tuesday night, I talked about how sometimes we're having spiritual awakening and we want to share that information with people. We just want to like sometimes be like, oh my God, I experienced this thing. And sometimes that can be like really weird to people, especially people that aren't experiencing a spiritual awakening. It can make you really look like you're not quite all there, right? So for some of you, this message is about a work situation and it's about a time and a place. In other words, you could be discussing things that are causing people to become more hostile because um, I mean, it shakes their foundation, right? It shakes their belief system. And that's not something that they're prepared for, especially if this is at a work environment. But 3 of Pentacles is teamwork. Like I respect you, you respect me. We're going to work together and we're going to create something together. So Spirit's saying, like, if you're experiencing hostilities, if you're experiencing people who don't understand you or people who are just being like cruel or intentionally mean, then you need to go somewhere, work somewhere, find teamwork, partnership with people who are of like minds, people who are also experiencing the same types of experiences that you yourself are having, Capricorn. For some of you, this could be about a return, especially that 6 of Cups, a return of someone who tells you that they are having this experience because you shared that information. So keep that in mind as well. All right, a blessing on your home comes out. It's number 10. And a blessing for support, big confirmation. It's number 39. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology to close it out. Show the world the real you. It's full moon in Aquarius. And communication is key. New moon and Gemini. I definitely feel like this week, 11th through the 17th for Capricorn, is all going to be about your words, your communication, your authenticity, speaking your truth, sometimes too fast and sometimes too slow. Find the balance. There's a time and place for everything. All right, I'm going to leave that there. I hope that was helpful. Now, if it's me, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's me personally, Rosa, like Tim was saying something in the comments about, like, he welcomes people that want to share their spiritual experiences and awakenings. And of course, I do too, of course, especially when we're here live at PLR. But let's say like I'm at the doctor's office with like my grandson. No, I don't want to hear about what experiences you had at 3 a.m. You see what I'm trying to say? Like I'm probably more concerned about my grandson and being at the doctor's office. You see what I'm trying to say? There's a time and a place. A time and a place. Oh, no worries. No worries, Diana. All right, we're moving on to the last batch, right? The air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Let me grab a drink of water. Long live tonight. All of the earth signs are hitting tonight. Good, good. Miss L, I still have not shared the chocolate. My son flew out this morning and asked if I wanted his stash. The chocolate sky was super cool. Are you paying me extra because you liked my work? Love it. Good night. Hi guys, let's get started. Air signs. And let's start with Gemini. Let's do 2 hours and 42 seconds. Gemini, this is for the week of January 11th through the 17th. Remember, you do have Venus moving into Aquarius on the 17th. I'm going to pull your energy of the week from the energy oracle. And we have number 40, sixth chakra, Archangel Metatron. This is the brow chakra. One thing I've noticed this week is I've had a lot of itching in between the eyebrows. And whenever that happens, guys, there definitely could be like some type of third eye activation happening. So keep that in mind. You could be having that type of experience, Gemini. Magician in the mirror is going to come out as your challenge, your obstacle. So this is something about you being able to manipulate energy or maneuver energy. It's like being able to move things where you want them to be. Cornucopia comes out for a lesson learned. It's about getting all the things that you want plus some. It's number 11. It's also about wishes being granted. And we do have anxiety coming out finally. I feel like I've been seeing it bottom of the deck all night long, but it does come out for your potential outcome. Storm warning is on the bottom. It's number 10. I don't believe that you're experiencing a storm this week. I believe you already experienced a storm probably this week, like probably right like now, right, Gemini? And so the storm comes, and the storm warning card in the energy oracle talks about how the storm comes to clear a path. So you have a lot of obstacles in your way. You have a lot of things that are blocking you, Gemini. So the storm comes in to clear that path for you. I do feel that bottom of the deck energy, like you've already experienced that storm. I do think that you're having some type of like third eye activation, which just means that you're receiving downloads, information you're seeing now, right? Um, your vision is different. You're probably seeing through things. I feel like this could have something to do with people, feelings, emotions, maybe someone who was trying to like manipulate or hide, um, cover, or something like that. It's like you're able to see through something. I do feel that it is giving you some type of anxious energy. It's like you're worried about what this person or this energy might do, but cornucopia is here. So like, there's some wisdom. So I have to ask you, Gemini. I mean, is it possible that this is an error? Is it possible you got what you extra more than what you expect? The devil card fly. Are those bound at the devil? Talk about karma. Just talk about energy. You could be receiving some downloads this week on what it is that you are bound to and that you need to heal. The Magician in the Mirror, Five of Wands comes out. So again, it just tells me that it's challenging for you, and I do feel that you've been experiencing these challenges for quite some time. I'm using the Modern Witches Tarot, and they're wearing the mask. Remember when 2020, when we had COVID, we had to wear the mask? There's something about that that is sticking out to me with that card. Cornucopia, we do have the Justice card. It does say that a great injustice has been done, and you're currently working to balance some type of scales. With the Anxiety card, we do have Six of Swords. The Spirit is guiding you to calmer waters. I guess the question is, are you following Spirit's guidance? The World card is on the bottom. So if you're looking to close out old chapters that are not serving you and looking to open up new opportunities, then of course, following Spirit's guidance is going to be key, right? All right, I'm going to pull a few blessing cards for Gemini. We have a blessing for a mother. It's number 12. And we also have a blessing to bring prosperity. On the bottom, I do see a blessing for unity where once there was division. Let's pull Moonology. First one flies out on its own. It's time to take action. Stop waiting, Gemini, and be bold and make the first move. I got a feeling, Gemini, that the reason we're seeing the Storm Warning card and the reason that we're seeing the Five of Wands and the Devil card is because this is the week where you're going to be forced to face something that you've probably been putting off for quite some time. All right, I hope that was helpful. If it was, guys, make sure to tap that like button for me. I'm going to clean up and we're going to move right along to Libra. My 11th house. I am 12th house. 12th house. And the cards are all wanting to fly out now. We're almost done now. All right, Libra is next. Let's do 20622 for Libra. The twos could be significant. We are looking at the week of January 11th through the 17th, and you do have Venus. That is your planet moving into Aquarius. So let's see how that energy impacts Libra. We have 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. This is connection to source, to spirit, to 5D. This is the crown chakra. A lot of chakra cards coming out tonight. It's interesting because I almost pulled out the chakra balance cards that Miss L gifted me for the guidance card. And then right at the last minute, I pulled the Blessed Bee Oracle out because I was like, man, we need some blessings, right? All right, the temple path is in your challenge or obstacle, Libra. The garden and the gate, which we talked about earlier, finally comes out. It's coming out in your lessons learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. We do have door to value is your potential outcome. And I do see the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, on the bottom. The second chakra deals with your sacral chakra. It's 2 inches below the belly button. It's where we store energies like shame, guilt, remorse, those types of energy. You could be healing that. I feel like I'm talking to a Libra that's getting closer to God. I know that's really specific, but that's what I feel like. Most likely going through like spiritual awakening and getting a lot closer to source, maybe even doing a lot more praying. The temple path says that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, but you're questioning, did I make a mistake? Did I go down the wrong path? No such thing. The guardian in the gate says that you're keeping yourself protected. You're keeping yourself in a comfort zone. And I actually do not hear spirit telling you to leave that comfort zone. I think there's great value to protecting your energy at this time, Libra. All right, let's pull some tarot, a little bit of clarity for Libra. Let's look at that 7th chakra, your connection to source, to spirit. 2 cards come out. We have the High Priestess and the Tower. Some of you could even be hearing spirit. I remember the first time when I realized, like, God talks to all of us, man. Like, all of us. It's not just one of us. It's not just me. It's not just Miss L. It's not just Tim. Like, God talks to all of us. us. Now, whether we listen or not, I mean, that's a whole different story, right? But there is this energy of like getting some type of inner knowing. Maybe you're getting an inner knowing about a tower moment that's coming, pending. But I think it's more about um, the inner knowing, the connection to source that you have as we're going through our current present moments and experiencing the tower moments that we're experiencing in the present. Right before I started Libra's reading, I remembered what I talked about at the beginning of the live because I had a friend over on Twitch. I need to go over and take care of this Twitch situation. But I had someone over here that just reminded me of what I had talked about at the beginning of the live when we were talking about the current events. Why is it not letting me do that? Come on now. The temple path and your challenges or obstacle, again, you feel like you've taken the wrong path. The death card comes out. It's Scorpio energy. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. We are on Libra. It's 20622. The death card shows like you're stomping on something, like you're putting something to an end. There's a closure to something. There's a death. There's an ending. I will say with the death card, whenever there's an ending, there's a rebirth. And I think that you're in the period between the ending and the rebirth. So you feel like maybe you've taken a wrong path or went the wrong way. Again, the temple path and the energy oracle talks about how you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The garden and the gate says that you're keeping yourself protected. You're protecting your energy. And the chariot comes out. The chariot does say it's okay to move forward. It's okay to move quickly. It does say to make sure your intentions are in the right place. There is this energy of like right and wrong, but you're highly protected at this time. Door to value is your potential outcome. And we do have Six of Pentacles. So there's like, this could be like about like actual money. Like I'm seeing actual dollar bills. But Six of Pentacles is like something's gifted to you. Someone helps you. Someone assists you. Someone helps you get through some type of like challenging or turbulent time. All right, Libra. Blessings. We have a blessing for the right words. It's number 26. And number 33, a blessing on your boundaries. That's going to be key. All right, Moonology to close it out. The first one I see is the new moon. A new start is coming. And I mean, that is exactly what I said. You're in that period of something has ended and the new thing hasn't begun just yet. You're very close to achieving your goal. And meditate and contemplate also comes out. That's probably exactly what you're supposed to be doing as you're going through this waiting period. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Libra. I hope that reading was helpful. So many major arcana. Virgo energy, Scorpio energy, Cancer energy. All right, guys, we made it to the last one, Aquarius. Yay. Tonight's live was super long. Guys, I'll be back on Tuesday night. I am going to try to do a music and tarot. I feel like I've tried to do one almost every weekend for the last, I don't know, like month, and haven't been able to squeeze one in. So I'm going to try to squeeze in a music and tarot this weekend. It's where we go live and we offer free and paid mini readings. So, and we have music playing and we take song requests, you know, that kind of stuff. So if you're interested and you're new, guys, make sure that you have your notifications on so that it lets you know when I go live, because that could be anytime this weekend. Now, our set schedule is Tuesday and Thursday. I will be back Tuesday night with Love and Astrology, and we're going to talk about that Capricorn new moon. It is the first new moon coming in for 2026. It is going to be a very powerful new moon, just like the full moon was. So we're going to talk about that on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central. All right, Aquarius, here we go. Let's time stamp and let's do 2/13/43 for Aquarius. Aquarius, this is for the week of January 11th through the 17th. you do have Venus moving into your sign. So let's see how that energy places for you. Energy of the week. I'm using the energy oracle. We have the contract card come out. That gives me strong twin flame vibes. But it's very possible that you are learning something new about a contract. Like maybe you didn't see the fine print in something and something's being shown to you this week. We have second chakra, Archangel Ariel, in your challenges or obstacle. Um, Lesson learned to help you with that challenge or obstacle. We have the patience card coming out, and we do have the thinking man as your potential outcome. It's number 46. The sixes are sticking out to me. Number 6, number 36, number 16, number 46. You do have 33 on the bottom, door to romance. I do feel that, again, this has something to do with a partnership. It could definitely be just twin flame contract, twin flame journey. Second chakra deals, again, shame, guilt, remorse. It's like someone is sorry. You could be waiting for a sorry. That's what it is, Aquarius. You're waiting for someone to apologize. All right, let's get a little bit more information for Aquarius. I'm going to pull the Modern Witches Tarot. First card I see is King of Wands. King of Wands is someone who's very confident in themselves, maybe sometimes overly confident, and that's kind of the energy I'm picking up there. Maybe you did something in haste, like something was done too quickly. You didn't see something, didn't pay attention to something. Second chakra, Archangel Ariel. I do see Six of Cups. This could be reunion energy, someone from your past. I think it's about giving yourself a gift, and I think it's about giving yourself some type of easement. I think it's very possible that you didn't see something, you made some type of courageous move, and now you're looking back on something and maybe even feeling some type of remorse. Spirit's asking you to be patient at this time. There's something about divine timing because she's holding that big clock, and the Fool card comes out strong. Aries energy, but it is this energy of like taking a leap of faith. The thinking man is your outcome, and the World card does come out. So that is about closure, new cycles, new opportunities. I do feel that you could have taken some action in haste. Like you went too quickly, you didn't see something through, or you didn't follow something through, you didn't read the fine print, something like that. Again, there's no such thing as a mistake. You just needed to learn something on this particular part of your journey, right? I do feel like it has something to do from someone in your past, and I do feel that you're waiting for them to apologize to you. I feel like Spirit's asking you to be patient. I'm going to pull Blessed Be Oracle for Aquarius. A blessing on the senses that gives the world to you, and a blessing on your journey. It's number 22. All right, I'm going to pull Moonology to close it out for Aquarius. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Work through your fears. It's new moon in Scorpio. And last one, take time to breathe out. All right, I'm going to leave it right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so very much. Moderators, thank you for keeping the timestamps. Always super helpful. Tim says no Libra placements or Aquarius placements for me. I have several houses that are empty. But maybe we'll talk about that one day too. All right, guys. Again, if you're new, make sure you have those notification bells hit to all so you can catch me if we pop on to do a music and tarot this weekend. If not, make sure to join me Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central when we do Love and Astrology, and we talk about the Capricorn new moon. I will read for the collective on Tuesday night as well. And of course, I will offer some readings at the end. All right. I hope to see all of you guys there. I love you guys. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.